Okay, kiddo. Well, let's see what happens here.
Hi to all of you guys, and say hi and where you're watching this
Okay. All right.
Yay, it's working.
It's still not working.
Oh.
Hey. Oh my God.
I'm right here.
Unbelievable. All right.
Hey guys.
Okay, kiddo. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. Welcome to my first live chat. Christabel's here with me. I'm sorry that I seem to be having some technical difficulties, or maybe that's the way these live streams work. I can't see myself in real time. I see myself a bit delayed, but let me just go ahead and try to answer some of your questions. I do have my on-screen whoops. Yeah, I do have my on-screen demo set up, so I might be able to show you some things on screen, but let me see what I can do over here. Okay, here we are. Okay. Best crypto values move back into fiat currency. Who to use?
Hello, G. S. H everything 27.
Okay, kiddo. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for me, my favorite way, and it's fairly new for me, I've heard about it from other people, is to buy crypto on Coinbase first. And where's my Coinbase? Yeah.
Be right back.
Okay. So if we go on to Coinbase and we buy some crypto here, you can buy crypto real easy. You know, $100 worth of Bitcoin happens pretty quick. And as soon as you buy the crypto in Bitcoin, you can move it into GDAX really easily. So if you'll notice here, honey, please don't do that. Please don't do that while I'm doing this. Honey, please. Okay. So you'll notice over here that GDAX is connected to your Coinbase. So if you have any crypto in your Coinbase account, any BTC, it can easily be deposited in your GDAX. And once you have the crypto deposited in GDAX, you can transfer it over to other cryptocurrency exchanges. All right, let's see where we are here. Yeah, I believe you can transfer ETH too into Coinbase. You can buy ETH in Coinbase and transfer it into your GDAX as well. So if you go over here to your Ether USD, you can deposit that as well from your Coinbase. So if you have ETH in your Coinbase, one of my users just suggested that you can transfer it in with a little less time and a little less fees. And that's a pretty good suggestion too, because Ethereum transfer times and Ethereum network fees are a lot less than Bitcoin. So that's true. And then from there, it's pretty easy to get into other cryptocurrency accounts, like Bittrex, for example. So you may have some wallets over here. You could take your GDAX money and deposit it into Bittrex pretty easily. Whoops. Okay. Maybe it's because I'm already... Yeah, okay. Yeah, so once you have some ETH or Bitcoin in GDAX, you can withdraw it and to an ETH address, which we just got from Bittrex, and it goes okay. It does take a while. The ETH probably takes less time than Bitcoin. When I did a transfer like this, it took me about a day, at least 12 hours. I went to bed and got up the next morning for the Bitcoin. The ETH might get over there quicker. And then once you've got your wallet funded, where is that? I see what I did. Yeah. Once there's money in the Ethereum wallet, then you can buy anything else. And in fact, you can buy Ripple on Bittrex. So if you have ETH or Bitcoin in there, you can buy Ripple. Sorry, I'm playing catch up here, but as far as cryptocurrency taxation goes, as far as I know, you're going to be charged just like you would any other type of investment. If you buy some cryptocurrency in January and for $100 and the price goes up and it's worth $500 in February and you sell it, you're basically going to be paying the capital gains tax on that investment. So as far as I know, it's going to be the same as an investment. So if you wait for a year before you sell your cryptocurrency, then it doesn't fall under capital gains taxes. How do you get back to fiat currency? Okay, so there's a couple of ways to do that. I do have the Ledger Nano attached. I'll just enter my PIN here real quick. I hope nobody's going to steal my crypto while I'm doing this. Let's hope not, gang. Okay, so let's see. I was in Ripple app there. I'm just going to show you Bitcoin here real quick. It's pretty straightforward. I don't really have any Bitcoin in my wallet. When I do my videos, when I get set up and I do my videos, I do like to show you exactly what I'm doing and have money that I'm moving back and forth so you can see exactly how it works. Today, I didn't do that. I didn't have any extra cash laying around to get everything set up for you. But let's just assume that I had some Bitcoin in my Ledger wallet. Which should sync up. So let's say I have some Bitcoin in my Ledger wallet and I want to cash out. How do I get back to fiat? So the easiest way is to, let's say I send 0.05 BTC, 600 bucks, and I go over here to Coinbase, okay? Actually, GDAX is better. Okay, so what you're going to want to do on GDAX is just do a deposit. Let me go back over here to BTC. You'll just do a deposit from a BTC address, and they give you the address here, right? And then we just go over to our wallet and put in the address. So basically what we're doing here is we're taking Bitcoin that's stored on our ledger and we want to convert it back to fiat, right? So first thing we have to do is move it to an exchange where we can cash out. And for me, the easiest one is GDAX. It happens to be the only one that I have my bank account connected to. So once we send the Bitcoin into GDAX and there's a balance in GDAX, then we can do a withdrawal. We just do a quick withdrawal to bank account and we put in the amount of Bitcoin, whatever that happens to be in the account. There's none in here at the moment, but if there were Bitcoin or ETH in there, we just hit withdraw funds. You know, I'm going to enter my two-factor authentication code and withdraw funds. And when we do that, we're going to get the money within 24 hours. That's been my experience with the GDAX Coinbase. So that's the easiest way to convert to fiat. You can fund other cryptocurrency accounts like Binance and Bittrex. You can link your bank account to those as well, I believe. I may be wrong about that, but in those cases then you could withdraw to fiat in those. But I do know for a fact that we can do it on GDAX and Coinbase, and that's my preferred method for converting out to fiat. Happy New Year and keep up the good videos, American. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Back to fiat, shifting shifting from crypto to fiat online. So I hope that was clear. If you have crypto, be it Bitcoin, Ripple, or ETH in any of your online wallets, let's just stick with Bitcoin, ETH, or Litecoin. That can easily be transferred over to a Coinbase/GDAX account and withdrawn into your own bank account. That's pretty simple. Now, if we're dealing with the altcoins like Ripple or Verge or anything of that nature, we're going to have to take that. There'll be an extra step in that process. You're going to have to move it on to Binance or Bittrex or Gatehub and sell that altcoin for Bitcoin or ETH before you transfer it into your GDAX. And that would be the way that you do that. I have my latest video on how to sell Ripple is a pretty good example. The Ripple starts off in my ledger, and from there I transfer it over into Bittrex, and then from Bittrex I transfer it into GDAX and cash out. So if you're interested in how to convert to fiat, then I would check out that latest video, how to sell Ripple. Let's see. If you buy Bitcoin, as soon as it's complete, could you transfer the $100 of Bitcoin to a hardware wallet and it will grow while it's sitting in the hardware wallet? Yeah. When you buy Bitcoin and you hold on to it, It's like any commodity or investment. It doesn't really matter where it's sitting. It could stay on the exchange, and you could watch the price go up from there, and then sell it when it gets to the price that you feel is profitable for you. And you can also transfer it onto your hardware wallet, or your desktop wallet, or your paper wallet, or wherever you want to hold it. And if the price goes up, then you can always turn around and sell it. The only drawback to that is that it might take you a little bit longer to get it to the point where you can sell it if it's in a paper wallet or on your hardware wallet. But we're only talking a few minutes here. You know, a lot of you guys want to do these very timed market sells just as you're watching the price tick up and down. If you're that kind of trader, then you probably want to keep your crypto in your online exchange account so it can easily be sold right away. How to find out the amounts of your BTC and the BTC Cash and the gold from the two forks after AUG. You have a paper wallet. Okay, I do have a video on that. Let me show you. Let's go over here. The Ledger Tricks video has some good information on how you access some of those altcoins and some of those hard forks. Now, if you keep your cryptocurrency on the Ledger Nano, it does support the Bitcoin Cash and what was the other one? Bitcoin Gold. The only problem is, I mean, you had to have had it, you had to have held it before the hard fork. So, you know, I didn't have a whole lot of Bitcoin in my Ledger Nano when the hard fork occurred, but it did happen. And I can show you real quick here. When you access your Ledger wallet, you'll notice here that it goes to Bitcoin Cash. Okay, so once you've told your Ledger Nano that you want to enter Bitcoin, all right, you just go over here to Bitcoin Cash. Actually, I've taken Bitcoin Cash off, I think. Yeah, you'll have to go into the Ledger Nano Manager. Pardon me. Yeah, that's probably a good time to show you guys that. The Ledger Manager is where you enable and disable different cryptocurrency support. So you just go over here to Bitcoin Cash, you install it. And let's hope I have room on this guy. Oh yeah. It wanted me to confirm, which I just did. Alright, so I believe it's on there now. And so we exit out of this and we go over here to Bitcoin Cash. And then we hit both buttons. And then when you, you'll launch the Ledger Nano wallet Bitcoin. And then you can get into the Bitcoin Cash. So it's going to take a minute. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, I was able to claim some Bitcoin Cash. It wasn't a whole lot, but it wasn't bad. And that was only because I happened to have some Bitcoin laying around inside this wallet when the hard fork occurred. So if you have it in your paper wallet, I don't know that the paper wallet even supports the hard fork. So I don't know that having it in a paper wallet is going to allow you to claim any of that hard fork coin. It had to have been in a supported wallet. Now there were some supported exchanges that supported it as well. I believe Coinbase supported Bitcoin Cash, and so they awarded it. But like I said, you had to have had your Bitcoin in that wallet or on that exchange before the hard fork occurred, or at the moment that the hard fork occurred. So if the next Bitcoin hard fork occurs and you have your money in Coinbase or you have your money in the Ledger wallet, you should be able to claim some of that hard fork cash. And you know, it was kind of nice. I got a couple $100 from the Bitcoin Cash. Let's see what else is going on. As far as the apps on this Ledger Nano, if you're done using the app, you just go back over here to the manager and just take it off. It's pretty straightforward. You have to get out of the app. You have to be at like the base screen. And once you're there, I can just take the Bitcoin Cash off by hitting this little arrow. I'm not using it right now, so I don't need it. Theoretically, you can take off anything. So you can take off the Ripple, even if you have Ripple stored on here, and it won't erase the private keys of your Ripple wallet. It just takes the app off. And then you can put the app back on later, and the Ripple is still there. The same goes with any of these other apps. So unfortunately, the Nano will not hold all of these apps at the same time, but you can swap them in and out and add crypto, move crypto in and out, and all of the private keys for all of these cryptos will remain on the ledger. I don't know, it's kind of a weird design that they have room for all your private keys and all your crypto, but they don't have room for all the apps. So that's kind of how that works. I do not believe it holds ADA yet, and Verge. Let's check this out here. This is the link to the latest amount, all the different altcoins that are supported on the Ledger Nano as of right now. And I don't see, oh, look. Oh no, that's Ripple. Yeah. Verge, it doesn't have Verge yet. So no, it doesn't. My Verge, I use the Verge wallet. Let me see if I can find it. Whoops. So the Verge wallet is a good place to store your Verge, but you do need to be running. See, the Electrum Verge wallet is a good place to store your Verge offline. That's the way to go. I have a couple of videos on how to install the Verge wallet and how to use it. Let's see over here. Yeah, these two here. This is a pretty good one on how to install the Verge wallet, how to buy it. You have to buy it on Binance or Bittrex, and they support Verge. Let's see. I think I showed you here. Pooey, I logged out of it. Anyway, Bittrex supports Verge. You can buy Verge on Bittrex and then transfer it into your very own Verge wallet. Where'd it go? I guess I closed it. Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's the Verge wallet. So I started a long time ago by buying a Bitcoin miner, and that's how I learned about Bitcoin wallets. I used the Armory wallet during that time as a miner, and it worked pretty well. It was a hardware wallet. I haven't been able to install it lately. I don't know what the problem with their latest version is. Maybe because I'm running the latest version of Windows 10. I don't know. I've been using the Electrum Bitcoin wallet for my desktop Bitcoin wallet. But like I said, I've been using the Ledger Nano. That's, I believe, is a more secure solution than these desktop wallets. Yeah, these wallets do take a while to sync. The Daedalus wallet for ADA, the Electrum wallet, the Ethereum wallet, you can spend days waiting for them to sync up. I know that it's a bit of a pain. A lot of times it's because you're running a full node. You need to download the entire blockchain to your computer, which is the case with the Ethereum Mist wallet, which I can show you that too. Like I said, I can hold Ethereum in the Ledger Nano, so I don't really use the Mist wallet anymore. But you'll see that every time I launch this wallet, I need to sync up. It takes a while for it to sync up. So that's kind of the drawback with these hardware type wallets. Where do you order the Ledger Nano from? I ordered mine from Ledger directly. See if I can get to their homepage here. No. So you can purchase it directly from Ledger. 58 euros. I think it comes out to about 80, and they'll ship it DHL. It comes from France, and but it doesn't take too long to get here. It took about 3 days. It doesn't always ship right away either. But at least you know you're buying it from directly from the source. Now, a couple of my users mentioned that they found it on Amazon, and that's fine. It has anti-tamper proof built into it, so there's some instructions they give you when you open it to confirm that it hasn't been tampered with. I haven't heard any stories of people buying them on Amazon and having them been tampered with. But I prefer to just buy it directly from the source. I feel safer. Let's see where we're at here. This pre-fork was told that if you have a private key on any wallet, you can claim cash and gold. Like I said, it might have been a way for you to sweep that private key from your paper wallet or your online wallet into the ledger, and then from there maybe claim your Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Gold. That might have been a solution. I don't know that for sure, but it sounds like it would work. There are ways to do that. I've never done that personally. Yeah, as far as I remember, when I wanted to buy the ledger for the first time, it was more expensive on Amazon. It was people were selling it for much more than I could buy it on the Ledger site. But when I bought mine in May, I had to wait a month before it even shipped because it was totally back ordered. So if you can find it on Amazon at a decent price, then that's probably the way to go. On eBay, you could buy it on eBay, but you don't want to, someone can, I don't know that there's really any way for someone to send you a nano that they've already set up with the backup. because when you open up the Nano, the first thing it does is randomly generate a new recovery seed. I suppose that someone on eBay could probably set it up with a recovery seed and leave it empty and then ship it to you, and maybe someone that bought it for the first time didn't know about the initial setup, and at that point if you were to transfer crypto into it, the original owner could take it, because really all they need is the recovery phrase, the 24 word recovery phrase. So I would be wary of buying it from someone on eBay. And if you do buy it on eBay and you get it, I highly recommend that you just do a manual reset when you get it. If it doesn't go through the initial welcome screens, you can just enter the PIN 3 times incorrectly, and it'll reset to its normal state or factory state. Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, my prediction. I'm not really a finance guy. I like the technology, and I do have an opinion about Bitcoin. I used Bitcoin for quite a while. Like I mentioned, I mined it for about a year and a half back in 2013 and 14, and I played around with it. And back then, when you sent Bitcoin, it was almost instantaneous. I mean, it did take a while to confirm, but it didn't take that long. And the mining fees were nominal. I mean, they were almost, you could just basically ignore them. And so you had very low fees, reasonable transfer times, much better than, say, credit card transfers. And another feature of Bitcoin back then was micropayments. I could send you 1/8 of a penny or 1/16 of a penny's worth of Bitcoin, and that was great. But nowadays, ever since December of 2017, Bitcoin has become bloated and it's not working the way it's supposed to work. Transfer times are taking days. The fees are going through the roof. It's just not doing what it was supposed to do. It seems to be breaking down. So if they can't fix that issue, then Bitcoin's just going to fall by the wayside. There are other cryptocurrencies that are coming out that are more efficient with less fees and faster transaction times, and they're going to knock Bitcoin off its throne unless the developers of Bitcoin get together and find a way to solve the issues that are plaguing it right now. Right now, it doesn't really work that great as a currency. It doesn't work that great for micropayments, and you know, the fees and the transfer times are too high. So they need to solve those problems. What do I think about BitConnect? Personally, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but everything that I've looked at about BitConnect points to it being some kind of scam. They're making promises that seem too good to be true, and there's a lot of grammar and spelling errors in their website, which is not a good sign. You know, I would stay away from BitConnect, but that's just my personal opinion. Yeah, we're talking a little bit about how the Nano works. When you first set up a Nano, the first thing you're going to do when you set up the Nano is fill out this card. And these words are going to be displayed on the screen, you know, as you set it up. You'll when you first turn it on and plug it in, it's going to ask you to fill out this card. Okay, it's a little bit tedious, but that's how you set up the Nano on the first run. And once you've done that, those words will allow you to recover the Nano even if you lose it. I have a really good video on that. It doesn't get very many views. So yeah, go view it. Here it is. How to restore a Ledger Nano S from your 24-word recovery phrase. I go through the whole setup of how you are able to oops, sorry. Sorry. Yeah. So how to restore a Ledger Nano S from your 24-word recovery phrase. It's a really good video. It shows you exactly how to do it, and it shows you just how important this card is. This is really where all the crypto gets stored when you think about it. This card filled out and placed in a safe place, you can reset the Nano and use it for something else. And then all you really have to do to get access to the crypto you backed up here is just do a restore. And bam, you got everything back. So watch this video, I'll show you how to do that. Someone's spamming. Okay. Gatehub. Okay. Now, Gatehub, I did a video on Gatehub. And let's see here. All right, here we go. So I did this video on how to set up an account on Gatehub. Now, I've had a lot of people that ask me for Ripple, and they say, hey man, I'm on Gatehub and it tells me I can't use the wallet until I have Ripple, and could you please send me some Ripple? Well, it doesn't work like that. You don't have to get Ripple out of thin air to use their wallet. It's a little bit weird. What they do is when you first set up the account and you verify it, and in my case I didn't link my bank account, I just deposited some Bitcoin. So, and they sent me some money, I'm sorry, they sent me an email, and I had to go through a process where I entered my password a couple of times, and once I had done that, then it allowed me then it just gave me 20 Ripple. Let me see if I can show you here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so as you can see, there's still some Ripple in here. But when I set this account up, it just gave me 20 Ripple. Okay, so if you're in the process and you see that your XRP is 0, you just need to go through a few more steps. You need to set up your trust here. You see I set up a gate 5th trip, but you can see right here, this happened when I first set up the account. They just gave me 20 Ripple. Okay, then I moved some Bitcoin in, and then I moved a little more Bitcoin in, and then I bought 700 Ripple. And after I bought the 700 Ripple, well, it came out to about 736. I transferred most of it into my wallet. So that was Gatehub. So, but Gatehub has been having some problems because they're understaffed and overwhelmed. Okay? I don't mean to sound weird or anything, but I've noticed that as being in computers so long, that people over in Asia, they think a little different when they code. And of course, it's probably the language barrier or whatever it is, but the code that they write, they're writing code in using high-level programming languages, and they do pretty well, but the way they design their interface is a little weird and to a Western mind. Okay, I'm not saying one is better or worse. I'm just saying that I believe this site is designed over in Asia somewhere, so it works a little clunky. The interface is a little bit strange, the way that it works. I think they have the best of intentions. I just think that they're just having some problems and they're being a little bit overloaded. I hear a lot on the internet that Gatehub is a scam. I don't think it's a scam. I think it's a little strange that they gave me this Ripple and they won't let me take it out. You know, let me take it out, but they won't. I can't even. I was shaving it down the best that I could. You'll notice I got $10 more or 10 more Ripple out earlier today, but you can't take the 20 out. So it's like just dummy money. But don't think someone needs to send you Ripple just to use this site. Just go through the verification and the Ripple will magically appear. You sent some ETH yesterday from Binfix wallet and have not been credited. Yeah, try to be patient on ETH. Usually goes through fairly quickly, but you know, I've heard stories of a couple of days. I know Coinbase was like that for a while there. People were buying Bitcoin on Coinbase, and then when they would try to send it somewhere, it would say pending for a day or 2 or 3 sometimes. So things are breaking down, you know. Cryptocurrency is being tested right now. This is the trial by fire, when it suddenly becomes mainstream and everybody wants to get involved in it, and it's overloading the network. So be patient. If you did your transaction correctly, you sent it correctly, just be patient. It will get there. And if you see it in the wallet and it says unconfirmed, you can breathe a big sigh of relief because you know you sent it to the right address and it came through. Just because it's unconfirmed means that you just can't spend it out again. But it does mean that it's in there and it's going to be okay. Coin, does it feel like the exchanges are out of the... I believe Coinbase is US based. And I believe that Bittrex is US based. There are some others that aren't. I believe Binance and Gatehub are out of the country. But not all of them. Maybe a good amount of them are. But like I said, Coinbase, GDAX is a U.S. company, and I believe Bittrex is a U.S. company. Altcoins, taxes. Okay, it's a really good question. And let's say I'm on Coinbase and I buy some Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin goes up, and then I sell and I make some money. Well, that's very obvious. That's I believe that Coinbase has to report to the IRS and that sort of thing. So that is a straightforward thing. But let's say I go on to Coinbase, I buy some Bitcoin, $500 worth of Bitcoin. I go put it in my wallet, and then I use that Bitcoin to go onto another exchange where I haven't really given them all my identifying information. A lot of these exchanges, all you really need is an email and your name and some Bitcoin. You deposit that Bitcoin, you buy some Verge, you buy some Dash, you buy some Ripple, whatever, and then that price goes up, and then you sell. And that's not really tied to you personally, very, very, very indirectly. Okay, so how those kind of profits are going to get taxed, we don't know. And here's another scenario. If I buy Bitcoin and then I sell Bitcoin for cash, boom, I've just made an investment and I've taken a profit. But if I buy Bitcoin and it goes up and I use that Bitcoin to buy Ethereum or Litecoin or Ripple or Verge, I haven't cashed out. So there has been no profit taken at that point. So really, when we're going between different cryptocurrencies, as long as you don't cash out, you haven't, you haven't taken your profit. So you're not subject to any capital gains taxes. That's the way I see it. So yeah, I sold my Bitcoin, but I didn't sell it for cash. I sold it for crypto. So I don't know. Maybe they'll figure out a way to tax us on that at some point. Yeah, it's very scary when your transactions take a long time. Yes, it's terrifying. Why is ADA going up? Okay, let's talk a little bit about Cardano. Cardano is a great company, okay? Now, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm going to put that out there, but Cardano is a cryptocurrency that is being developed by a group of scientists, and they are doing what's called peer review. So, in other words, they're approaching this cryptocurrency as scientists. So, it is very well designed. It's been around for a while now. I believe it came out in 2015. And they're trying to solve the major drawbacks in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So one of the problems with Bitcoin, besides what I mentioned before with the high transaction costs and the high wait times, is it's the developer community in Bitcoin is it's a democracy, which is good, but there are some disagreements within the community over where they should go next, and that is why we have hard forks like Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold and SegWit, Super SegWit, whatever. Cardano is trying to design itself from the ground up to avoid these kinds of community splitting issues. Okay, so like I said, Cardano is a great company. As far as where the price is going, I'm not going to predict, but if you're wondering why it's going up lately, I think it's just that people are finding out about it, and it is a great well-designed cryptocurrency from the ground up. So if you haven't heard of Cardano, I would suggest checking it out. Christabel? Do you want to put your little thing on my head? It's okay, kiddo. I didn't mean to make you upset. Coinbase provides 1090K forms for certain business users and GDAX users that have received 20,000 cash for sales of cryptocurrency in a calendar year. Okay, yeah. I haven't realized those types of profits yet. So yeah, I guess when you get into those big amounts, if you're cashing out that kind of money, then yes, it is going to fall under the purview of, you know, it's going to be taxable. Like I said, though, we're talking about cashing out into US dollars. So if you take your crypto and you use it to buy other crypto, and my daughter Christabel is here. Christabel, do you want to say hi?
Hi.
It's Christabel.
Sting's back too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where this bear comes from. Anyway,
I think it's from Build-A-Bear Workshop or something.
Okay. So Christabel here is the one that told me about being a YouTuber. I work with some lawyers, and I told her that maybe when she got old enough she could be a lawyer, and she says, I don't think I want to be a lawyer, Dad. And I said, well, lawyers make a lot of money. And what did Christabel say?
YouTubers make a lot of money too.
That's right. YouTubers make a lot of money too. So she's the one that got me interested in starting a YouTube channel. All right, so let's see. Oh, here we go.
Good morning,
Good morning, Rex. What do you think of the best altcoins for the long term? Okay, I'll say it again. I'm not a financial advisor, but I like Ethereum. You know, everybody should probably already know about Ethereum, but it has a lot of potential because it's more than just a currency. It's a it's a platform for smart contracts. So I would say I really like Ethereum in the long term. I think it's going to be around for a while. And I mentioned Cardano. I think it's a great idea, and if it comes to fruition, but I don't think I don't know what's going on, any real case scenarios yet, so that remains to be seen. And I did some videos on IOTA. I'm not too sure about IOTA. There was some back and forth over IOTA, and some people pumped it up, and then some other people pumped it down, or however you want to talk about it. There's a great article about that. I'm going to have to learn how to provide links in here for some of these articles and kind of queue them up when I do my next one. Verge. I like Verge. It's been around a while, and it's a community-based type of cryptocurrency, much like Bitcoin. It's not a centralized company. It's a group of, it's an open source project, you know, like Debian, Linux, and Bitcoin. So, and it's focused on privacy. And they're also trying to reduce the transaction times as well. I like it. I think it's interesting. I don't know if the price is going to go up or not. I wish it would, but, you know, who's to say in this world how things go. Yeah, the problem I have with IOTA is the wallet is kind of in alpha. It doesn't really work right. And on Binance, I can't even withdraw the IOTA that I bought. I bought some IOTA on Binance, and I still am not able to withdraw it. I talked with one of my viewers earlier, and they said, just keep checking on Binance, you know, periodically, and they have these windows where you can withdraw it into the wallet. But the problem with that is the wallet has some issues. Let me see if I can get logged in here. Now, I'm going to do something horrible. I've got a lot of people complaining about this. Where is it? There it is. I have some... no. Yeah, I don't know what I did with my IOTA seeds. I had some. Ah, okay. Here we go. So here's an IOTA seed. I don't have any money in this wallet, so it's not going to hurt anything to reveal it to you. So, and this is the light wallet. Yes, honey? Yeah. Am I not showing it again? Thank you.
Oops.
Yes, my daughter always has to point out to me that I'm not showing you what I'm supposed to. So, like I said, the IOTA wallet, it seems to be okay. But there have been some complaints on the internet about the balance is not showing up right, the transfer is not working right. And I've been wanting to do a video on how you transfer from Binance into the wallet, and I can't because Binance won't let me withdraw. So that makes me worry a little bit about IOTA. I think it's a great idea. I think the technology looks really cool, but like I said, it's not really up and running. But what are your thoughts on using something like Electrum X, multi-sig, and a full node, also compared to something like the Glacier protocol? I've tried multi-sig wallets. It's a little complicated to do. I managed to get it done in Electrum. Let me show you the video. Where are we here? Segregated witness. Well, doggone it. Where is it? Well, it must be on the next page, eh? Yeah, here it is. So I did do a video on two-factor authentication, but I didn't do a multi-sig wallet. That's similar. It's not exactly a multi-sig wallet. It's complicated to set up a multi-sig wallet on your own because generally the multi-sig wallet is for multiple parties. You might want to use that on one of your deep web markets. You can do multi-sig wallets with them. And so there's this issue of I want to pay somebody Bitcoin, but I want to be sure that the other party has it before the transaction completes. So there are multiple people holding the multiple sets of private keys, and they all need to be work in concert together. I'll have to do a little more research and get a video on multi-sig. I think it's a great idea. A little technical to implement. I guess that's where I'll leave that. Okay, yeah, Google, Bitcoin got more Google searches than Trump. That's fine. A lot of people want to know about Bitcoin lately. You know, the price keeps going up. This is the good thing. The good thing, it was good and bad. The good thing is that Bitcoin is getting attention. The bad thing is that maybe it got overvalued and overhyped. But it does mean that more people have heard about it. I remember distinctly the first time that I saw an article about Bitcoin on a mainstream news site. And it wasn't that long ago. And I was kind of like, every time I wanted to know anything about Bitcoin, I had to do a search, and it was all these obscure Coinbase websites. And when I saw one on Reuters and Google News, I knew Bitcoin's time had finally arrived. So yeah, it's great that it's getting all this attention. Let me go back over here. All right, so someone said, tell me more about Verge. So in the Verge wallet, sorry, I need to launch my Tor browser, so I'm going to show you that real quick here. So there's two Verge wallets. So if you go over here to wallets, you can see there's a Verge for Windows, and there's a Verge Tor Windows wallet. And I was familiar with Tor, so I downloaded the Tor version of the wallet, and you have to launch Tor first, and then basically once Tor is launched, you can get a connection. And this is the Verge wallet. Now, it does have some issues with connection. Let me show you the video I did. I think it's on the front page here. If you're interested in Verge, you can check out some of these videos I did. Yeah, here we go. Verge, how to buy Verge. I think that's the only one I did. Yeah. I did two. This one is much shorter if you just want to know one way to get a hold of some Verge. But I do show you how to download the Verge wallet, and I show you how to verify it cryptographically. That's another topic of discussion. I know most of you here are here for cryptocurrency, but I have some great videos on how to do software verification. It's very important when you're downloading Bitcoin or any kind of crypto wallet. So I'll just show you that. Like here. Yeah, I did this one not too long ago. I think I did a pretty good job on this video. So if you're interested in this topic, please check it out. It shows you how to use hashes, SHA-SUM hashes to verify your downloads, and also how to do the signature file verifications. So yeah. So anyway, the Verge wallet you can download on the Verge website, and Verge has some real-world companies that will accept their currency. And there's a lot of exchanges where you can buy Verge, like I mentioned, Bittrex. And like I mentioned, I've got the wallet going here. Yeah. It's not connected. See, this is the problem. It doesn't always connect. I've had some issues with it not connecting. But once you toy around with it a while, you can connect. So like I mentioned, you can buy it on Bittrex. And so you'll probably want to fund your Bittrex account with Bitcoin that maybe you buy on Coinbase. That's the easiest way to fund a Bittrex. Because trying to get your bank account hooked up to all of these crazy exchanges is a little weird. Like, I trust Coinbase. It's a very easy to use interface, very easy to buy crypto on Coinbase, right? Just put in the amount of money and bam, you can use your debit card. It's really easy to buy crypto here. So here's your starting base. You buy your crypto on Coinbase, and then you can use GDAX, because GDAX allows you to transfer your Coinbase amounts into GDAX. Once it's on GDAX, you can send it out to all of these other flaky, crazy other crypto exchanges like Bittrex. And so you don't have to go through the whole verification process with Bittrex or Poloniex or all those where they need you to, you know, make a copy of your ID and do all this other stuff. Coinbase, you can get on in 15 minutes. You can set up an account, link it to your debit card, and buy crypto. Mind you, those are small amounts of crypto. I think they give you a $500 limit per week in the beginning, and then maybe they raise it a little bit after you've been on there for a while. So if you want to buy huge amounts, then you can link your bank account to Coinbase as well. As you can see, I got the bank account linked up. That takes a little longer. So if I want to deposit, say, $1,000 from my bank account, I think it takes a few days for it to be usable. But this is where I start. I start off here buying the major cryptos, and then I transfer them over to the other accounts so that I can buy the altcoin. And once I get the altcoin from those exchanges, I transfer it back into my own wallet. And I've got a couple of other videos on how to do that. The Verge. The Cardano. I've got one on how to buy Cardano. And in all of these, what I do is I fund my online exchanges with Bitcoin and ETH that I've bought on Coinbase. So I avoid that whole verification process. Let's go down here. Okay, best way I've gotten Verge is Coinbase Litecoin to Binance. Okay. Right, Taco Party program says he bought some Litecoin on Coinbase and transferred it to Binance. If you buy it on Coinbase and then deposit it in GDAX, like I mentioned, GDAX is the same company that does Coinbase. So if you have a Coinbase account, all you got to do is go over here to GDAX and set up an account, and it'll ask you to log into Coinbase, and it'll link up the accounts, and bam. If you put your cryptocurrency on GDAX and then transfer it, I did it with no fees at all. Yeah, if you check out this, the Verge buy video, I managed to transfer the money from GDAX to Binance with no fees. It didn't charge me anything. It took a while. It took like 12 hours, but it didn't charge me any fees. Transferring Litecoin out of Coinbase isn't too bad. Okay. Okay, Catastrophic. Hey, Catastrophic. Thanks for joining. Like I said, GDAX is my choice for transferring crypto to an exchange like Binance or Bittrex. But, you know, I'm not a seasoned veteran with all of this market stuff so much. But it seems to be the easiest solution that I found. Best way to contact Bittrex support. It has been 10 days, no response. What's up, kiddo?
I just wanted to see these.
Ah, okay. Catastrophic. I don't know. I've never tried to contact Bittrex support. My advice is when you go and you set up your Bittrex account, you immediately should enable two-factor authentication with Google Authenticator. That will eliminate a lot of the types of issues that might have been coming up. A lot of a lot of my viewers have been telling me that they're having issues with verification, and that's where they're being held up, right? So I guess what they're trying to do is link their bank account or deposit some money into that Bittrex account. Like I said, if you just sign up for the account, enable two-step authentication so that you don't have any issues as to whether it is, and then deposit some Bitcoin or some ETH in there, you're good to go. You can start right away. So you don't have to wait around 3 or 4 days for them to verify you and scan in your passport and your IDs and all that other stuff. I avoid all that by funding all of these exchanges with Bitcoin that I already have. Okay. Now, like I said, I mined Bitcoin for a while. I spent a bunch of it before it really took off, but I still had some laying around, and I used it to fund my my online exchange account. GDAX actually pays the miners' fees, and they piggyback it. Yeah, I was really surprised that GDAX didn't charge me anything when I transferred all of my Bitcoin from GDAX into Bittrex. All I did was a withdrawal. I did a Bitcoin withdrawal. It showed up the next day, the exact same amount that I withdrew. So how are they not charging me fees? I don't know. I'm just happy that they didn't. Will Nano accept all altcoins? If not, where do you put them? Okay. So yeah, let me mention that one more time. These are the altcoins that you can use with your Ledger Nano. I don't know if I can put this link here. Let's try that. Can I do that? Whoops. Alright. There's the link. Those are the altcoins that it supports. If it doesn't, then use your own wallet, okay? So, like, for example, Verge. Verge is not supported on the Ledger Nano, so I have my Verge in my own wallet on my computer, okay? And each cryptocurrency is different. So I've got the Daedalus wallet. When I get some ADA, I'll store it in there. So, or you can just leave it in your online, and for IOTA, you'll put it in the IOTA wallet. So that's my advice on that. If it doesn't work in the Ledger, put it in your own personal wallet, which you can download from the website of the cryptocurrency, or leave it on the exchange. If you want to leave it on Bittrex, that's fine, and sell it when you want to cash out if you're a trading type. I prefer to keep it stored in my own wallet. So this is my first choice. If I can't put it in here, then I'll download the wallet, the specialized wallet for that cryptocurrency. And let's see. It's been 10 days. I transferred 2 Bitcoins from Bittrex to Coinbase, and it's been 10 days, and it has not arrived on Coinbase. Well, that sounds like a lot of too long of a time. I'm not saying it's not out of the realm of possibility, but I'm assuming that if you use the correct address and it transferred out, that you know, it should show up eventually. You might want to try blockchain.info. Okay, so on blockchain.info, I can take any transaction that has occurred, any kind of Bitcoin transaction, and put that address in there. And when you put the address in here, will allow you to trace the transaction. So at least in your own mind, you can confirm that the transaction has gone out. Now, I don't know if you've done that or not, but you might want to check that out. To get the receiving address, the Coinbase receiving address that you sent that Bitcoin to from Binance, and paste it in here to blockchain.info. And see if you can trace that transaction and confirm that it went to the right place. And other than that, I wish you the best. I hope that it does eventually show up. Do I think Bitcoin is destined for 100K million? I really don't know. I mentioned earlier that Bitcoin has some limitations that we're seeing right now. Long transaction times, high transaction fees, network fees, miner fees. They need to resolve those issues. If they can't resolve those issues, then Bitcoin is going to go the way of the dinosaurs, I believe, unless they can solve those issues. So there are other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies that are trying to improve on, like IOTA. Like I said, IOTA is not like really working at the moment, but it has high hopes to solve the transaction issues of Bitcoin. So I don't know that it's going to 100 million. I wish Bitcoin the best. I've enjoyed working with Bitcoin for several years now, and I hope that it stays around forever. I will say one thing about Bitcoin right now. A lot of detractors say you can't spend it. Okay? It's not a currency because you can't spend it. Okay? You can't buy socks with it. You can't buy a cup of coffee with it. Well, I beg to differ. You actually can buy socks and coffee with it. But more importantly, Bitcoin is the reserve currency of the internet. So all of these online exchanges, if I have Bitcoin, I don't need to verify. I don't need to give them my ID. I don't need to give them my passport. I don't need to give them my bank account number. If I open an account with my email and transfer Bitcoin into my online wallet on that exchange, I am good to go. So Bitcoin is spendable. I can use it to buy other cryptocurrencies. Okay? So that is one nice thing that I will say about Bitcoin. Although Ethereum is beginning to get in there, because you can do the same thing with Ethereum now on a lot of sites too. Trezor, I'd like to get a Trezor myself. It's a little more expensive, but I'm very intrigued. I love this Ledger Nano S. So, you know, once I got money to throw around, I most likely will get a Trezor. Fees to withdraw funds from Coinbase to bank account. That's a good one. I did withdrawal not too long ago. And this video. Whoops. What are we doing here? Sorry, let's go back down. Yeah.
You have a lot of videos.
I have a lot of videos, yes. Okay, how to sell your Ripple. In this video, I take some Ripple that I have in my Ledger Nano. I transfer it to Bittrex, and then I sell it for Bitcoin and transfer the Bitcoin back to GDAX and Coinbase, and then I sell it for cash. I don't think they charge me anything to withdraw my cash, as far as I know. The only charge that I got was on Bittrex when I actually transferred from Bittrex to GDAX. Bittrex charged me. Bittrex charged me a fee, but they charged their own fee. It wasn't like the Bitcoin networking fee. It was like their own fee. But like I said, when I got that Bitcoin into my GDAX and withdrew, I don't think they charged me anything, to be honest with you. I could be wrong, But check out this video and you can see it going on, and maybe, you know, I'll have to watch it again later. But I don't think they charged me anything. And I had the money very quick. I told when I did the video, I was expecting the money the next day. It was there later that day. Are you investing in stocks too? No, I got burned on stocks a long time ago. I don't play around with stocks anymore. When I first got my bank account set up on Coinbase, it was confusing because it would first appear that they have only select banks to pick from, but there is a way to enter an account that is not on. $30 to move $100 worth of Bitcoin in. Yeah. Yes, yes. If you're trying to move Bitcoin out of Coinbase to Binance or Bittrex or Poloniex, they are going to charge you. So you should use GDAX. Move from Coinbase to GDAX and then transfer. That's the key. Buy 1,000 Bitcoin. Ron Miller. Buy 1,000 Bitcoin, 1,000 Litecoin, 1,000 Ethereum. Put it in a hardware wallet and hold it for 2 years and find out how much you make. That's really nice too. And then if you put those 1,000 of each crypto in here, and then you take this backup phrase and put it in a safety deposit box, you can reset this to a different. You can reset it as new and use it to play with other cryptos, and just keep like a brand new one. You know, put a brand new one and this in a safety deposit box, or 2 separate ones, and then come back 2 years later. I think you're going to have a lot of money on your ledger and from your recovery. So once you get this recovery phrase, this is basically all the wallets on the Ledger Nano. This is really cool. They make a metal one too. I really would like to get it. Let's see here. Products. Yeah, this thing is so cool. The crypto steel, right? It's a metal. It's a steel holder for your 24-word recovery phrase. And it comes with the steel and 2 nano. I believe supposedly they're going to give you 2. But you take your phrase and you put it in. It's in metal, so that it's indestructible. Even Superman couldn't destroy it. Of course, they're out of stock. You can't buy it right now. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Good call, Ron. Good call. Can you cover Monica Guerrero's question? When exchanging Ripple for dollars on Gatehub, it says you get $1.21 for 1 Ripple. Why is that if Ripple is $2 per coin? That I don't know. I didn't buy any Ripple on Gatehub since I did my video, and the only thing I've done since then is withdraw it. And like I said, I don't have my bank account. My bank account is not linked to Gatehub. I withdraw the Ripple into. I sell it for Bitcoin and then transfer it. And I think if you were to sell the Ripple for Bitcoin, you're going to get the best price for your Bitcoin. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not really sure why the Gatehub is not giving you the full market price when you try to sell for cash. So my advice would be to, oh, okay, that's it. Yeah, sell Ripple. How to sell Ripple. Check out this video, how to sell Ripple. On this video, instead of selling it on Gatehub for cash, I sell it on Bittrex for Bitcoin, right? And when I go on to the market and I sell it for Bitcoin, it gave me whatever the current price of Ripple was that day. They gave me the market price for Ripple. And so I was able to transfer my Ripple into Bitcoin, and then I immediately moved the Bitcoin onto my GDAX and cashed out. That would be my way to do it. Now, there's all kinds of other factors. If Bitcoin is on the drop, when you do that, you could lose some money once you convert it into Bitcoin. But everything else being equal, if Bitcoin was a stable price that day, sell your Ripple for Bitcoin, move your Bitcoin to Coinbase, and cash out. That would be my advice. But why Gatehub, it wasn't giving her the market price of Ripple that day, I can't say. Are paper wallets good that don't have the backup word phrases? You know, there's all kinds of paper wallets. You know, the Armory Bitcoin wallet, when you create it, it allows you to create a paper. It encourages you to print out a paper backup of that wallet. Okay, and now there are other types of paper wallets like Bitcoin or Bit address. Let's see here. Yeah. See, this is an online paper wallet. If I can get it going here. And it generates a paper wallet. Now, I get a lot of flack from a lot of the viewers that say, oh my God, don't do it online. Somebody's hiding in the website and they're going to steal your private key. Okay, that's all well and good. You can do this offline. You can save it. Here it is. You can save the page and then disconnect your internet and generate it offline if you want. And then you can print it out. And then you've got this paper wallet and it's got a, bless you, you've got this paper wallet that's got a public address. All right. And as long as you don't show this secret key to anyone else, you can transfer Bitcoin into that public address all day long. And it's a perfectly good way to store your Bitcoin. And you know, the beauty of the paper wallet is that it's never, once you've printed it out and hidden it and maybe just made note of your public address, you can send Bitcoin to it all day. And there is no way anyone's going to hack that because it's not online. You're not connected to the internet at all. It's all on paper. So that's the beauty of the paper wallet. And like I said, so a lot of people don't like generating them online, and there are a lot of scam paper wallets. So you want to do your research and make sure you got a good paper wallet, and do the generation of the wallet when you're offline. Okay, that's my advice to you. Paper wallet's a perfectly good way to store your Bitcoin. Just keep it in a safe place where it won't burn or get wet or whatever. You know, paper burns, paper tears. Okay. Okay, so Catastrophic was having some trouble getting his bank account hooked up to Coinbase. I have to admit, I just started with my debit card because I wasn't buying huge amounts. So I used my debit card for quite a while before I just sort of connected my bank account kind of as a whim. And I think I did that more because I wanted to maybe withdraw at some point. That was really my motivation. And I don't remember exactly how long it took me. I don't remember. I don't believe I had any problems with it. Oh, I remember. I have a Chase account, and when I went to connect my bank account on Coinbase, it just said, "Hey, log into your online Chase account," and boom, it just connected. So I guess depending on your bank account, the type of bank account you're using, you could have more or less problems. So I think there's some, good or preferred banks that work really well with Coinbase. If you're really, really serious, maybe you should just open a bank account that works really well with Coinbase, in your neighborhood. I mean, if you live in the U.S., and you've got a Bank of the West account for your money, for your checking and your savings, and it won't connect to Coinbase, then walk down the street and with $100, $1,000 check, and open up a Chase account and set yourself up online, and bam, 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 link up to Coinbase, and you're off and running. So yeah, if you're having a lot of trouble connecting your bank account to your Coinbase, I would say maybe just open a bank account with one of these preferred banks just for your crypto. Why not? They love new customers. Bitcoin is not accepting new users. Yeah, Bittrex won't accept new users. Hopefully that will soon. That will. They will. I like Bittrex. You might want to try Poloniex or Binance. So. So check out Binance. Maybe check out Poloniex. These are all have experience with these online exchanges. They work. They've been around a while. They work pretty well. And like I said, don't try to link up your bank account to them. Just deposit Bitcoin in there, and then you can start trading away. And then when you're happy with your trade or you bought the crypto of your choice, just withdraw it from that wallet into. Well, sell it for Bitcoin or ETH, and then withdraw it to Coinbase so you can cash out. Or put it in your Ledger Nano for 2 years and see what happens. How many coins should you be holding at one time besides Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum? I don't know that there's any hard or fast rules on how many different types of cryptocurrencies that you want to hold. The more the better, I guess. I mean, if you can afford it, you don't want to, it just depends on what your investment strategy is. If you're looking to make a quick buck and you spread yourself too thin, then when your cryptocurrency goes through the roof, you're only going to have $50 invested in it. But by the same token, if you put all your eggs in one basket, that might not be the cryptocurrency that goes to the moon. So, I don't know. Try to cover all your bases, I guess. Can you transfer Ethereum to GDAX and cash that out? Yes, you can. You can cash out Ethereum. Litecoin, I think Litecoin is good. It has a faster transaction time than Bitcoin. I made some money on Litecoin. I did a video on how to purchase Litecoin, if you're interested. In fact, that video got quite a few views. Yeah, this one here. So, how to buy Litecoin on Coinbase. So if you're interested in Litecoin, you have some questions, you might want to try that video out. Can we purchase Ripple using Litecoin? Not on Binance. The only way you can purchase Ripple on Binance is with Bitcoin or Ethereum or with Tether. Let me log back into my Binance here, if you don't mind. Now it's being hard on me. I'm sorry, Bittrex. Let me log into Bittrex. I'm just going to illustrate on Bittrex because I do have an account with them. Hey, buddy. What? Okay. All right. So the question was, can you? What can you exchange? Can you purchase Ripple with Litecoin? That was the question. And my answer on Bittrex is no. If you'll check out the markets here, you've got Bitcoin and Ethereum and this thing called Tether, which I wouldn't recommend. It's kind of their own token. but I've heard some good and bad things about it. But as far as ETH and Bitcoin, if you deposit Bitcoin into your account here, you'll notice here, let me do this. They have all of these online wallets. So you got an ETH wallet, you got a Bitcoin wallet. Just put some ETH in here, right? You put some ETH in here, you transfer it from Coinbase or from your Ledger Nano S, or you put some Bitcoin in here, you transfer it from Coinbase GDAX or your Ledger Nano. Then when you've got Ethereum or Bitcoin, you can buy any of the other cryptocurrencies that they support. So no, you can't just trade Litecoin for Ripple. You have to fund Ethereum or Bitcoin to buy Ripple or cash. That's Bittrex. I think most of the other cryptocurrency exchanges are similar. It seemed for a while there it was only Bitcoin you could use to buy anything, but they've all slowly started adding support for Ethereum now. So get Ethereum, get Bitcoin, and then you can buy yourself some Ripple. You can purchase Ripple with Litecoin on Binance. Okay, cool. So I didn't know that. I do have a Binance account, but I didn't go on there. But let's check it out, guys. I think we got Binance here. So on the exchanges, on Binance, let's see what we got here. So let's try Ripple. I guess I'm going to have to do XRP, huh? XRP. Okay, well, I don't know. I mean, I only see the Bitcoin, but maybe I'm just not doing it right. Maybe I need to be on advanced. Okay, there may be a way to use Litecoin on Binance to purchase Ripple, but my experience has been I tend to stick with Bitcoin, and that has been it's like the reserve currency of the internet. You can use Bitcoin to buy anything. You can use Bitcoin to buy any other type of cryptocurrency. And more Ethereum is getting in there as well. And as far as Litecoin, they'll probably be adding more support for Litecoin on all these other exchanges too. If I'm totally being a dumbhead here and I can't figure out how I can't use Litecoin, let me know. Can you name some things that would effectively end crypto, like government bans, flaws, discovered code? You know, crypto is very susceptible to fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So yeah, we had the Mt. Gox hack a while back, and that really destroyed Bitcoin's credibility for quite some time. But the important thing to remember, it wasn't Bitcoin itself that got hacked. They did not hack the blockchain. They hacked Mt. Gox. And a lot of these cryptocurrency exchanges that have recently been hacked, it's not the blockchain that's getting hacked. It's the cryptocurrency exchanges. So, but, you know, that's where a lot of people are storing their crypto, and so people are losing money, and so it tarnishes the reputation of cryptocurrencies in general. So that's one thing. I don't think it would end crypto, but it definitely doesn't progress it, right? And I think China tried to outlaw some of the exchanges, and it didn't work out. People continued to buy crypto. The whole thing about Bitcoin is that it is a decentralized revolution in many ways. Okay, it's a decentralized currency revolution against centralized banking, monetary, economic system. You know, where you've got a centralized bank that is controlling the currency, controlling the interest rates, all that stuff. Bitcoin is a alternative to that. I don't know that Bitcoin is going to destroy our banking system, but it is definitely becoming an alternative. And I think that's why a lot of people are interested in it. And there are people out there that say the government might suddenly outlaw Bitcoin, which they might well do. That's a possibility. But there's a couple of reasons why I don't think that will happen. And even if it does happen, I think Bitcoin could still survive sort of as an underground thing. But I get since it's becoming more mainstream now, and since there are some big players that are making money off of Bitcoin, I think that there are enough big players making money off of Bitcoin and profiting from the technology that they have enough influence on our government to prevent the government from an outright ban. That's just my personal opinion. So I hope that the government or hacks are not going to end cryptocurrency, but I do see there's going to be an up and down struggle going forward for cryptocurrency to survive. But I do believe that it's an idea whose time has come. So I believe it will survive. Someone's mentioned here about limit orders. I really don't know much about trading. I usually buy on limit, and a few of my users have pointed out to me that, hey, the reason your order took so long to fill was because you placed a limit order, and I did not know. But I have also heard that market orders are risky as well, because if you make a trade at a price at market and suddenly the market takes a dive, your transaction might go through for a lot less than what you thought. My Litecoin transfer from GDAX to Bittrex still isn't showing up after 4 hours. Anyone else have this problem? GDAX to Bittrex. Yes. I did not transfer Litecoin, but I transferred Bitcoin. And it took forever. I went to bed. And really, the problem that I had with it, and let me show you here. I believe this is it. Nope, it's not that. Oh, let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, I thought that was it. Okay, I guess they're... well, anyway. Okay, so if we look at this order here, I believe that was that's where I brought some in and then sold. But when I sent out my Bitcoin to Bittrex, I saw this transaction here. It didn't give me the public address of the transaction. There was no way. I couldn't even trace it on blockchain.info. So I just had to take it on faith that it was going to my Bittrex account, because I didn't see any indication that it was in my Bittrex account at all. I was quite distressed. But pleasantly, the next morning, I discovered that it was there. So Litecoin should take less time. 3 hours seems like a long time for Litecoin, but I would say be patient, and you'll get it eventually. Maybe go out to eat, relax, sleep on it, whatever. Check it the next morning. It will get there eventually. I know it's so nerve-wracking when you're transferring, especially large amounts. I get it. Let's see, what do we got here? Sorry, I'm getting a little behind here, guys. Catastrophic, spent 200 to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin at 1,500 equal 200, 1,500, the amount of Bitcoin received. I think that looks right. The way that he's doing it, you're taking the amount of money that you spent and dividing it by the price of Bitcoin to come to the amount of Bitcoin that you should have received. I think in general, though, when you go to buy Bitcoin on any exchange, it's gonna, before you actually place a trade, it's going to show you the price you're paying per unit in Bitcoin. So you might want to check that out before you make the purchase and note those numbers in the future. That might make it a little easier on you. But your math looks right, Catastrophic. That's what it's doing to me. It's not giving me the hash. Yes, Cameron, are you the one that sent the Litecoin? Yeah. It doesn't give you the hash. So the big black mark against GDAX for not showing us, you know, the transaction hashes. You know, they sort of have their own, you know, information that they provide for you. And being an experienced Bitcoin user, I was a little upset that I wasn't able to trace my transaction on blockchain.info. But it did show up eventually. I guess that's all I could say. Fair with cryptocurrencies, is hopefully more fair is what we have now, guys. Andre Meyer is talking about cryptocurrency instead of fiat, US or euro. Yes, I agree. It is easier. Now, when I was using my Bitcoin a few years back, I could go online. I bought a hard drive. And the hard drive is in my computer right now. I bought a hard drive on newegg.com with Bitcoin, and it worked just fine. And you know, I didn't have to give them, well, I needed to give them my shipping address. That's an example of where I did need to provide personal information. But I was also online buying some VPNs and some proxy services and some guides on some you know, deep web markets and some literature and things like that. And Bitcoin was spending great. And I didn't have to give them my credit card number or anything else. So, and that's back when Bitcoin fees were really low and the transaction times didn't take very long. And so, yes, that's the vision that I have too for cryptocurrency in general. Hopefully Bitcoin, but it should be easier than cash. And it's really cool that I can, you know, just punch in some numbers in my wallet and buy something anywhere in the world. I can send this money to somebody in France or China or Australia just as easily as I could send it across down the block. That's the promise of Bitcoin. And I don't have to pay currency, transaction, country, you know, fees where we're, you know, dealing with international borders. It's a completely worldwide shareable store of value that we can transact with anyone in the world in a small amount of time. That's the promise of cryptocurrency, guys. It's more than just a speculative investment. It is a revolution in the way we buy and sell. Thanks for that, Andres. Okay, Ralph is mentioning that Coinbase does take a while. Yeah, it does. I remember a lot of, before I realized that I could save fees with GDAX, a lot of my transfers to my Nano were taken forever on Coinbase. And Coinbase will say pending for a really long time. And it's, as far as I know, it's not even out on the blockchain at that point. It's just in their system, pending. So yeah, it's taking a while. Ah, okay, so the CryptoKitties frenzy slowed down your Ether transactions. Yeah, you know, cryptocurrency is, like I said, going through the trial by fire right now. It needs to get past, you know, the blockages, and so that it fulfills its promise as an easy way to exchange value with anyone, anywhere. High transaction fees. Okay, what causes high transaction fees? For those of you who don't know how Bitcoin works as far as the whole system, Bitcoin is, there are people out there called miners, and I used to have a mining rig. And what they do is a little box that just sort of churns numbers, and it solves cryptographic puzzles. And the puzzles get harder and harder. And whoever solves the puzzle first is the one that gets awarded a reward of Bitcoin, and he adds another block to the ledger. And so all of the transactions that he processed are also part of his reward. So basically what we have here is a community of people that are voluntarily agreeing to process transactions for us. And they really just want a small amount of reward for processing the transaction. And this used to work really well when Bitcoin was kind of small, because all the miners that were churning away on their miners all day and processing transactions were getting rewarded for that. And so everybody was making out. The problem came when Bitcoin became so popular this year, especially in December, when there were so many people on the blockchain sending and receiving Bitcoin that the network itself became overloaded. I don't know how many miners there are on the Bitcoin network currently, but it wasn't enough to handle the overload of the transactions that were occurring in December. So what was happening was, in order for any transaction to get through, there had to be more processing power devoted to the transaction to get it floated up to the top. And so transaction fees were getting higher just because of the overload. It was just sort of inherent in the way the system worked. So like I said, when there's enough miners out there to process everyone's transactions, then the system works really well. And the miners take a small piece, and the people using Bitcoin are paying very small fees to use Bitcoin to transfer value from person to person, or person to business, or business to business. That system started to break down when the network got overloaded and the fees got higher and higher. It used to be cheaper to use Bitcoin than a credit card, because a credit card charges you merchant fees, and you get, you know. But now Bitcoin is costing more to use than a normal credit card. So like I said, if Bitcoin can't solve those problems, we're not going to see Bitcoin's going to fail or be replaced by something better. Okay, where are we here? You transferred Bitcoin from Coinbase Vault to your wallet 3 days ago. Now, I haven't used Bitcoin Vault. Bitcoin Vault, I suppose, is their super safe storage. And I guess it's running really slow. You know, Bitcoin went down just less than a week ago, wasn't it? Right after Christmas, Bitcoin, you know, I'm sorry, Coinbase went down because of, you know, when Bitcoin had its correction right around Christmas, or I think the Friday before Christmas. So Coinbase is still recovering from all of that. So I don't know. You know, I think that they did really well this year, and they're probably going to reinvest in infrastructure to improve their transfer times. So hopefully Coinbase will fulfill its promise to us as well. Do you think Ripple will come to Coinbase? I hope it does. I have a pretty good feeling that it will. I hear a lot of rumors out there. I don't have any inside information about it. It just seems like a good fit, because now that Ripple is number 3, it's actually, I think it was number 2 there for a while. I think it's fulfilling, because its market cap is so high and it's one of the top cryptocurrencies. I think that it would be in Coinbase's best interest to support Ripple. So yeah, I hope that Coinbase will support Ripple soon. Anonymous platforms like Covery or Monero-based network. Yeah, I have a little bit of Monero, and I have a little bit of Verge. And if you'll notice, some of my videos are about privacy and anonymity. Let me go back here. I guess I need to do this. Yeah. I have too many videos. I started this channel to talk really about privacy and anonymity. So I totally believe in privacy and anonymity. I believe privacy is a basic human right. And so I've been on tour, And I've played around with some of the markets using Bitcoin, and I've created some. You can actually let me see if I can show you this. If I if I can get over here. Ah, it's running. Okay. Let me try. Blockchain dot info. Let's see if I can. Blockchain has a an onion address. Here, let's see if I can do this. Blockchain onion. I used it before. There was an onion site for blockchain.info. You could actually set up it's not going to let. I got to jump through some hoops to get into it. But blockchain had an onion address that you could set up their online wallets on the onion, and you were totally anonymous. You know, you could transfer your Bitcoin in and out anonymously. So yeah, I believe in privacy and anonymity, and I believe Monero is a good solution to that. I think that a lot of the deep net markets are moving towards Monero instead of Bitcoin. You hear a lot about Bitcoin being anonymous. People that write articles about Bitcoin tell you that it's an anonymous currency. It's not, really. The blockchain is visible to anyone that wants to take a look at it, and it would be it would be trivial for anyone in government, law enforcement, IRS to link your blockchain address to your IP address. And once they have your IP address, boom, they've got your identity. So really, Bitcoin is not really an anonymous currency in any way, shape, or form. The only thing anonymous about it is that I can send you, someone will accept Bitcoin from me without wanting to know my whole life story. And that's what's anonymous about Bitcoin. But as far as a transaction being invisible on the internet, it's not like that with Bitcoin at all. So Monero kind of solves that issue. It does, it does have privacy in mind. It obfuscates the transactions so that you can't see where the sender and receiver are located, IP address wise. Yeah. So I believe Monero and Verge, the privacy coins, are fulfilling a role in the future of cryptocurrency, and I believe in that. I don't know if Monero and Verge will be the top privacy coins in the future. They may be replaced by some better privacy coin. I don't know. We'll find out. So show that sexy Verge chart dude. Where's that Verge? I think it was on Bittrex, wasn't it? I don't know. I don't know if that's sexy or not. Verge is, I guess Verge is coming up a little bit. Verge has kind of had a wild ride. It was a very obscure cryptocurrency a few months back, about 6 months ago. Is everything okay over there? Oh, okay. And it had a run up, last month, and topped out and then came down a little bit. But it is a privacy coin, so hopefully the technology will, there'll be enough people that want privacy coins to Verge will be successful, just like Monero. But that's not financial advice. That's just my opinion. What is Tron? Tron is a campy movie from the 80s, isn't it? No. Actually, Tron is a crypto. I don't know much. I don't know anything about Tron. I've just seen the name. I've seen the name before. So let's see where it is here. Yeah, there you go. Blockchain-based decentralized protocol. It's also a movie. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff going on right now. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what that's all about. This is, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a exciting time in history right now. When was the last time they updated money? It's been a long time, right? They used to use stones and shells for money. They used to use gold as money. And then they started using paper, and and that occurred several hundred years ago. And now, at this point in history, there is a new type of money, and it is an idea whose time has come. Okay, our money, the money that we use now, is pretty much digitized anyway. I can't even remember the last time I spent cash. I always use my debit card. So if our money is digitized, why not just change the protocol and come up with a better way of using money digitally? Why not? Okay. Gatehub requires 20 Ripple to activate the wallet. Okay, I've heard this many times. They do not require you to transfer Ripple into the wallet, okay? People say, how can I buy Ripple if I don't have Ripple? I can't buy Ripple until I get Ripple. Please send me 20 Ripple. That's not the way it works. Go on there, activate the account, and they'll just give you that 20 Ripple, okay? And if you find that crazy, just go buy your Ripple on Bittrex or Binance or Poloniex or wherever else. Gatehub's kind of weird that way. But when I opened the account and I activated it and verified the account with my email and two-factor authentic, whatever I did, they just gave it to me. Okay? They will give it to you. So don't fret about that 20 Ripple. You will get it on Gatehub. And if you can't get verified or whatever on their site, go somewhere else and buy Ripple. But they will give it to you. I promise you.
Daddy, by the
yes.
way, if you can hear the stressed out in the background, I'm the one playing that.
That's Christabel playing Stressed Out in the background. Yes.
Daddy,
Yes, Alex?
can you start on computer?
Just tap the keyboard, buddy.
Just press enter or something.
There you go. Is it going to start up?
Maybe.
Can you check, Christabel? I have a family of computers.
Oh, it's actually fine. Yeah.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at my computer. My wife's computer is next to me. Alex's computer is next to hers. And then the fourth computer down the row is Christabel's.
Mine. The very end.
Okay.
Next to the door.
So, I have a degree in computer science. I programmed computers for a small software company for a while. I got laid off when the dot-com bubble burst, and I made a living as kind of a technical expert, going around to people's houses and fixing computers, installing software, resetting passwords, getting them signed up for online accounts, that kind of thing. And did a lot of home learning, expanding my knowledge. Took a couple of cryptography classes on some online universities, and got interested in Bitcoin. And I don't know what possessed me to go out and buy a Bitcoin miner, but I did. I bought a Bitcoin miner for $350 on eBay. I brought it home. I hooked it up. The thing was loud and noisy, and my power bills went up, and but I was hooked. I was. My wife used to say, "Are you online checking the price of Bitcoin again?" And I said, "Yeah." I was checking. I was getting like 0.001 Bitcoin every 3 days or whatever it was on this, because I was in a mining pool. So that's where I learned about Bitcoin. And I mined Bitcoin for about a year and a half. And at that time, Bitcoin was around $400. It was 2014, I think, maybe. So I felt, hey, I've evened myself out, and I treated myself to a hard drive. I bought the best hard drive I could buy at the time. It was a solid state drive, Intel 750, and I had like $50 worth of Bitcoin left over, and I forgot about it. And then last year, I started playing around with some of the deep web stuff, privacy and anonymity, and realized that Bitcoin's price was going up, and noticed I had several $100s worth of Bitcoin. And so that's when I was playing around with how to buy and sell using Bitcoin online, and just having a good time. So that's my background. Huh. Bartman 2 went to engineering school and write code for fun. Yes, it is fun to code. I did that for a while. I definitely need to get back into it. I taught myself how to use Ruby on Rails there for a while, but nothing much came of it except my own enjoyment. But coding is awesome. Do I think Litecoin will go back up? I'm not a financial advisor, but I hope it will. It's got some good things going for it. Like it is faster than Bitcoin, and so I hope it's been around a while. It's an established cryptocurrency. So yeah, I hope it will go back up. Verge is going up. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good, right? Verge is on the rise. I believe Verge was waiting for... they're coming out with a new wallet, which I will show you. This is the Wraith wallet for Verge. Now, I opened this wallet several hours ago, and it still says out of sync. So it doesn't appear to be working as far as I can see. I played around with the settings, and I can't seem to get it to sync. So I don't know if that's because it's an alpha or whatever, but that was what Verge was waiting for. I guess Verge was announcing their new Wraith protocol, and was supposed to be finalized before the end of the year. And for the last couple of days, I thought to myself, well, that means today or tomorrow. So if they're going to do it, they better do it. So I don't know if they did it or not, but it's good news for people that are into Verge. Like I said, I enjoy playing with all of these things, and I enjoy showing you guys how to do it. I'm not really an investment advisor kind of website, or I'm sorry, YouTube channel. I'm a how-to. So if you want to know how to do something, ask me, and I'll try to get a video done on it. And most of the videos that I've done over the last few months have been based on suggestions from viewers. So keep it up. Where did I get that wallet?
Where did you get that wallet?
I'll show you where I got that wallet.
I'm gonna play something else.
You go over here to wallets on the Verge website. And you'll notice here on the the download Verge Windows Electrum wallet. Oops, that's not it. Where did it go?
Oh my!
How in God's name did I do that? The last time I did this, it came up as Verge 3.0, and now it's back to being AMD 64. So maybe they just had it there by accident. I don't know. Well, it doesn't work, okay? So maybe it shouldn't have been there. Yeah, but I downloaded it. Go figure. Yeah, this one says Tor. Yeah. So it was here earlier today when I clicked download Verge Electrum wallet. I got the 3.0 wallet. But I don't think it's ready for prime time because it doesn't appear to be syncing up to anything. And I played around with the options, and I couldn't get it to connect no matter what I did. There, it just doesn't seem to be working. The interface is there and it looks nice, but I think maybe they accidentally put it here earlier today, or maybe I did this. Oh yeah, I think I did. There it is. Okay, so we go over here to prefer, and then we click the desktop tab, and we hit download. And bam, there you go, Verge 3.0. Try it out. See if it works. No. The Verge wallet, the old Verge wallet, is actually it's like it's based on Ethereum. It's kind of like an Ethereum mod. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. Not Ethereum, Electrum. It's kind of the Verge wallet is basically the Electrum wallet, kind of modified. But the new Wraith wallet is its own thing, and I just closed it, didn't I? Whatever. Yeah, I think I have 2 instances of this open, and as you can see, neither of these are connected. Oh, look, they're syncing. Will they sync? I doubt it. We'll see. Yeah, the wallet is real iffy. I'll tell you that. Anyway, we'll close this out. Could I do a video on how to get Bitcoin Gold off an Electrum wallet? I could probably walk you through it once I figure it out. The only problem is I can't demonstrate it concretely because I don't have any Bitcoin in an Electrum wallet to claim my Bitcoin Gold. So I would just kind of be walking you through the steps empty. And I just watched a video today about a guy showing how to move crypto, and he couldn't really demonstrate because he had 0 money in there. So that's not the way I like to do my videos, you know. I've wasted a lot of money making videos for you guys, please. I've wasted a lot of money doing videos for you guys because I'll throw $100 into Coinbase and, you know, get charged fees because I want you to see me moving the money and the crypto back and forth, you know, with real addresses and real amounts. So that's the way I like to do my videos. But if I can do the one on Electrum Gold, I will. I'll give it a try. Vericoin and Verium Reserve, they look promising. No, to be honest, no, I haven't looked into them. That Tron's pretty cool. That's all Japanese, right? You know what I like about seeing new coins like this?
This is a bowl of spikes.
Yeah, this looks cool. Binary chain. Do they have a wallet? I mean, if they have a wallet, yeah. Download Vericoin wallet. Hey, tell me there's malware. I don't know. You know, sometimes my router picks up strange things and warns me. Sometimes my malware bytes tells me that the links are bad. Sometimes my yeah, I don't know. It's probably not malware, but that's just what I got. I get a lot of false positives. Better false positives blocking me from legitimate sites than that one negative. Christabel, honey, could you please take Alex into your room for just a few minutes, please? Okay. CryptoDad, here we go. Can I just show you very quickly my setup here? So I have an Azus router, and it has built-in security. I bought my own router. I bought my own modem. Okay, so my Spectrum Time Warner gave me a modem for my internet account. I went out and bought my own modem. So if you want better security on your computer, buy your own modem and buy your own router. The modem router combo is not as secure either. So you got your own modem and your own router. And the router, you can configure it to be very strict or a little more open. Okay, but so that's your first line of defense. Your second line of defense: always make sure that whatever version of Windows you're running, that you're running the latest version of it. Okay, go here to Update and Security and make sure that you're running the latest version. They're constantly coming out with new updates. Windows 10 is pretty good. It'll tell you when there's an update. Okay, so that's number 2. Keep your software, your operating system updated. Number 3, you want to put some antivirus on there, right? Here's my ESET Internet Security. That's my antivirus. Okay, so I've got all kinds of stuff set up on that. And we've also have our anti-malware going. So I've got a good router. I've got an updated operating system. I've got antivirus, and I have anti-malware on there. And yes, it does make life a little inconvenient sometimes. Sometimes they block legitimate sites. But better safe than sorry, my friends. Better safe than sorry. All right, where are we here? At Rex, are you aware of Bitcoin? Yes, I'm aware of Bitcoin. Are you? No mining in infinite coin. Bitcoin Gold, Bittrex sell to Bitcoin. Yeah, when I claimed my Bitcoin Cash on my Nano, and then I moved that Bitcoin Cash over to Bittrex, and I used it to buy something else. You know, I sold it. I could have held on to it too, I suppose. But to me, it was like free money. I was like, hey, I claimed some Bitcoin Cash. I moved it over to an exchange, and then I bought the latest cryptocurrency that, you know, tickled my fancy, whatever it was at the time. Free money. A good idea would be a coin that creates its own based on infinite growth. That's how the Federal Reserve does it. I think that's what we're trying to avoid with cryptocurrencies. I'll also mention this. If you know anything about the way the Federal Reserve works and the way banks work, when you take your money and put it in a bank, okay, that money belongs to the bank. You know, everyone goes, well, my money is in the bank. No, it's not your money anymore. It's the bank's money. The only thing the bank gives you in return for you graciously handing your money to them is a promise to pay. That's very important. Legally, that is the only obligation they have to you. They promise to pay you your money if you ask for it. But it's their money. They can do whatever they want with it. They can lend it out. They can, you know, slice it, dice it, whatever. Okay? Once you put your money in a bank, it's not your money anymore. Legally, you have a right to ask for money back at some point in the future. But technically, that's not your money anymore. It's the bank's money. Cryptocurrency, when you put cryptocurrency in your own wallet, it's yours. You own it. You have it and you hold it. That's the beauty of cryptocurrency and holding it on your own wallet. I wouldn't say the same thing about Coinbase or GDAX or Bittrex or Binance. When you've got money on their exchanges, that's their crypto too. You know, they're using it to run their, you know, power their engines or whatever. But when you put it in your own wallet, when you put it in the Ledger Nano S, all right, that's mine. That is mine. It belongs to me. That's the beauty of cryptocurrency. Okay. Are you aware of Bitcoin? Is there a universal wallet? There is the Exodus wallet. It supports a lot of different types of wallets. Let's see here. Where are we here? We got to go back here to 1, I believe. Yeah, here we go. So there's two videos, one on how to download and cryptographically verify, and then the other one on how to set it up. You can see they don't get a whole lot of views, but that'll get you started. Yeah, if you're interested. Although I've heard some bad things about Exodus. You know, it claims to be able to move your cryptocurrency around and exchange it, but I'm sure you're losing money. I'd love to give you some cryptocurrency, but I'm all out today. It's the smallest number that can be written as the sum of two cubes in two different ways. Sybil Burling is talking about some number theory here, and you know, I find that fascinating. If you're not aware, cryptography itself, and Bitcoin is based on cryptography. Cryptography is based on large prime numbers. You know, some of the theory behind cryptography is based on huge prime numbers. And it all goes, if you study cryptography, you'll find that they talk a little bit about, there's a Greek guy, I can't remember his name now, Euclid. When you talk about cryptography, modern cryptography, they mention Euclid, some guy 2,000 years ago that figured out a way to factor prime numbers. Okay, if that isn't fascinating, I don't know what is. So numbers are fascinating. You know, number theory, set theory, prime number, factoring prime numbers, that all is the basis of cryptography. And as we all know, the blockchain is based on cryptography, cryptographic hashing, and numbers. This is what it's all about. Would like to donate to my Bitcoin tip jar. I don't really, some of my video descriptions have a Bitcoin address that you're welcome to donate to. But I'm not really here to get donations. Exodus, yeah, Exodus is a bit flaky. There are some, it's a great interface, but it's a little sketchy. That's the way I put it. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't want to badmouth them or anything. If you're interested, check out that video that I linked up there and check it out. But yeah, I don't use it myself. This is the one that this is my go-to cryptocurrency storage solution. The modulus, yes, it is beautiful. Yes, Wraith, thanks. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna try this. Did this thing work? Yeah, let me see if I can get this thing to work. Okay, so I had a lot of fun with this online chat. I wish that I could have gotten to everybody. Sorry, I was a little verklempt there in the beginning because of the slight time delay. I thought that it was going to be real time, that I would see what I was saying and that I could talk to people a little more directly. But I think once I got the hang of it, it went okay. And I hope that I was able to answer everybody's questions. And I'd like to do this again. And I'll try to work in some giveaways and some fun stuff, you know, to sort of make it more worth your while to show up. And everyone that asked the question that I didn't get to, I'm going to see if I can maybe review the end. At the end, if I can review the chat session and maybe get back to some of you guys. You might also want to just go to one of my videos and post a question. I try to at least every other day at the most, or at the least, to try and answer and respond to all of the comments and questions that are posted on all of my videos. I do get alerts on my phone, so sometimes I can just respond right away, even when I'm out and about. Most of the time I like to be in front of my computer so that I have all of my references in front of me. So once again, I would really like to thank everyone that joined, and hope to see everyone again, and hope that you have a wonderful day. Good luck with all of your endeavors, and have a wonderful night. CryptoDad out.